On September 28th, the Metcalfe County School District held a college and career fair at the high school and middle school gyms. At this fair, students of all ages were exposed to colleges, universities, and workforce opportunities present throughout Kentucky. We asked many presenters from both areas their opinions on the importance of these fairs and what opportunities are available to students after they graduate. Here's what they had to say. Hello, I'm here with Austin Coffey, a former alumni of Metcalfe County High School. And Austin, you currently work at WBKO, correct?
That's right.
So what do you do at WBKO?
Well, I shoot and edit commercials, but I also, over the years, I've started out in production with the TV, the news department, working, controlling the TV as far as, there's 3 different channels that WBKO has, and all the commercials and shows and everything that runs through there goes through a place called Master Control. And that's where I started out at. Moved up to directing the shows. I started doing AM Kentucky and Midday Live. And then went from there, and now I'm making commercials for the station through our creative services department. So I write, shoot, edit, produce, the whole 9 yards, commercials for WBKO.
So you do a lot of everything.
I do a little bit of everything. I go shoot for news every once in a while when they need me to do kind of more high-profile cases when they want the camera work to look just a little bit better than normal, and then also go out and shoot and edit my commercials.
So why do you think it's important to have these college and career fairs?
Well, I think college and career fairs are important just because, you have all these kids who come out here and we're from a small town. You don't really know what exactly there is out there. You grow up and you say, I want to be a firefighter or a police officer, but that's just because that's what you know. I never thought, whenever I was in high school, that I was going to work at a TV station. I knew I wanted to do stuff with video just because it interested me, but I never thought, I was like, oh, no, there's no way I'll ever work at a TV station. And now I've been here for 5 years. So, I think the main thing, especially for us being here, is letting kids know that there are options out there, and it's not just being a teacher, being a nurse, being a firefighter. There's, you can be a sports anchor, you can be a news anchor, you can be a producer, you can go into sales and sell the ads and things like that. There's all kinds of options out there, and I think that's the most important thing about career fairs is getting those options here and letting them know, that that's available to them.
So expand their horizons and introduce them to new things that they might not have thought of.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much for coming, Austin.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
I'm here with Donna Carter, a human resource business partner at Carhartt. Hello, Donna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And you?
Good.
So why don't you tell us what exactly it is that Carhartt does?
We manufacture apparel, mainly work apparel is our core products. But we do have a wide range, a range of product. We have work apparel. We now have a women's wear that we manufacture. We have accessories. So, and we manufacture in the United States. So our core products are manufactured in the United States, and we're very proud of that.
So going off of that, you have a Carhartt plant here in Edmonton, mm-hmm. And how many plants do you have in the state of Kentucky?
We have 5 facilities in the state of Kentucky. Our distribution center is outside of Hanson, Kentucky. In Hanson, Kentucky, we have a cutting facility in Madisonville. We have 2 facilities in Irvine, a facility here in Edmonton.
It's nice to keep it local. So why do you think it's important for us to have these college and career fairs?
Well, I think it exposes the children and the kids at a young age to different companies and different opportunities that are available to them right here in their own community. And it's great to see the kids, even the younger kids, to let them know what is available to them as far as, career opportunities and what they can do. So I think it's a really great event to have.
And it's never too early to start.
Never too early.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to ask you these couple of questions.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm here with Mike Shive and Matt South of LSC Communications. Hello, guys.
Hello.
So why don't you two tell me what exactly it is that LSC Communications does here?
Well, we print and bind magazines. LSC Communications, formerly known as R. Donnelly, about a year ago, officially, the company split into 3 different companies. LSC Communication is one of those companies, and it is the core company, or kept the core values of the company, R. Donnelly, and we print and bind magazines.
So there is a factory very close to here in Glasgow, Kentucky. So why don't you guys tell me what factories locations you have in Kentucky and throughout the place?
We've got a Danville facility, and we just recently purchased one in Lebanon Junction, and that's what. And there's some smaller ones in Kentucky, but nothing really major. But Danville and Glasgow are sister plants. We've pretty much identical as what we can do. Publishers printing, I'm not sure yet. They're a short run. Glasgow and Danville are long run for 100,000 up to 5 million copies of a magazine. And publishers printing is a short run, anywhere from 5 to 100,000.
Well, there's many families around here especially who are employed by LSC Communications, but why do you two think it's important to have these college and career fairs?
Well, we enjoy it to be able to get the name out. We enjoy being able to bring magazines. This year we were fortunate to have customers that agreed, and the plant that agreed to allow us to come. We brought over 3,500 magazines, and one thing is we can put the magazines in the hands of the students, and hopefully they'll read those magazines and become lifelong readers. But along with that, we're able to get our name out, the LSC Communications, that we're part of the community. We're proud to be part of the community, and it's a livelihood that for a lot of families. And right now, I think we employ somewhere around 750 employees in Glasgow, and always looking for good people.
Well, we're also proud to have you guys a part of the community, and thank you very much for allowing me to ask you these questions.
Ethan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm here with Mackenzie Martin, an admissions counselor for Lindsey Wilson College. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you all for having us today.
Well, thanks for coming. So, do you get a lot of Metcalfe County students coming to Lindsey Wilson?
We do. We actually have several students from Metcalfe County that are freshmen through seniors on our campus right now. It's a really great advantage for your students at Metcalfe because we are close enough to home where if a student does not want to live on campus or they have a job or obligations at home, they are able to, you all are close enough where you can commute to our campus and then be able to come back home and fulfill your other obligations as well.
So what are you've already mentioned that it's close enough to where students can live at home or work from home, but what are some other advantages and strengths of Lindsey Wilson?
Well, we are a small private college, and I think an advantage of any small college is the class sizes. We actually have an average class size of 15 and a class cap at 35, so that allows you to have one-on-one interactions with your professor. Your professor will know your name, they'll know what classes you're in, they'll know how you're doing in those classes, and that was something that was very important to me when I was looking for a college, was the ability to have those relationships with my professor, and I definitely found that at Lindsey Wilson, and I think the majority of our students will tell you they found that as well.
Well, that definitely is a really important and helpful thing to have in a college experience. But why do you think it's important to have these college and career fairs at schools like ours?
Oh, I think these things are awesome. It gives, of course, for your seniors and your juniors that are actually starting to really look in detail at colleges at this point, of course, it's a great time for them to get to know us and us to get to know them and kind of plant that seed for your school in their heads. But even for, the elementary and middle school students, it's never too early to start thinking about building good habits for scholarships and things like that, just building good habits as students and understanding that there are going to be things, after elementary school and after middle school and after high school that you need to already start working towards and building towards even at a young age.
Yeah, always build and prepare for the future. Sure. Well, thanks very much for allowing me to ask you these questions.
Thank you for having us again. This has been great. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm here with John Roberts, an admissions counselor for WKU. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you much.
So, WKU is kind of a really local and well-known place here in Metcalfe. Do you think a lot of Metcalf students go to WKU, and why do you think that is?
Yeah, so we do actually have a lot of students from Metcalf County High School that end up at WKU. We also have a lot of students that end up at our Bowling Green campus and our Glasgow campus from Metcalf County. And yes, I think the reason why that is because it is a closer place to home and it's very familiar. But like most colleges is as far away as you want to make it. So I think it also provides an opportunity for Metcalf County students to be close physically, but also get that experience that is still kind of far away from home. Yes.
A college experience, but still close enough to home to where it doesn't feel abnormal.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good way to put it.
So, what do you think are some advantages of going to Western Kentucky as a whole?
Yeah, so I think like just in general, the opportunity for a college education, first and foremost, I think that is the important value, is that students have an opportunity to develop personally and professionally, build skills, build knowledge that is important to them, and that will help them many years down the road. So I think first and foremost, that's the value. The second value is that it is closer to home. So that transition, again, you get to be far away from home, but physically not. So I think that's another value too.
So why do you think it's important to have these college and career fairs in schools such as ours?
Sure, I think for students, just being exposed simply to the idea of there is something else bigger, there is something else for them after school, once they complete K through 12 at Metcalf County Schools. I think that's the important thing, is just to expose them to the ideas that, hey, there's a lot out there in the world, and I can do anything. And I think that is a very positive and encouraging message that all students need the opportunity to have.
Many students here are kind of confined in the small town that we have, so it's really good for them to get that expansive knowledge.
Yeah, that's right. And that's not just a Metcalf County, Edmonton thing. That is pretty much most counties, most small rural towns in Kentucky. And so, yes, to have other people like UPike here or UK here or WKU here, to have other representatives to say, yes, there are great opportunities close to home, but there's also opportunities outside of home. That is just planting the seed. That's the important thing.
I agree. Well, thank you very much for allowing me to ask you these questions.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you very much.
Thanks. I'm here with Reese Spears, an admissions counselor for the University of Pikeville. Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. It's a nice sunny day outside. Looks good.
So you drove a long way to get here, and people here aren't really too familiar with the University of Pikeville, so why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So we actually are the site of the Hatfield-McCoy feud, if you've ever heard of that. It was a feud between two families, the Hatfields and McCoys, and it's now even a play down at Dollywood. There's been a history show documentary about it that actually took place on our campus. So it's pretty cool. We also are a pretty vibrant campus. Pikeville is a city that's continuously growing. We actually say we're the leading institution of Central Appalachia. Over the past few years, we've had people like Carrie Underwood perform. Chris Stapleton is actually from the area. So we're a very vibrant area and full of life. Also have a lot of fishing, wildlife, hunting. There's some big things to do on our campus.
Lots of big names in that list, too. So what are some big advantages of going to the University of Pikeville?
So some big advantages that we typically find are students are better engaged in college and better engaged in classes and better engaged in the campus as a whole. Typically, if a student stays at home, they fall in the trap of mom, dad's here, mom, dad's going to always help, mom, dad's going to be there, boyfriend, girlfriend. When those troubles happen, college is the last thing on your mind. So typically going away to school is usually an advantage for most kids because it forces them to actually be engaged and be involved.
Get that sense of independence in there and really get them ready for the future in the workforce and things like that.
Exactly. And that's a key thing that most kids don't understand is they think it's all about cost and campus fit and those kinds of things, but it's really about the campus fit. It's really about where do you see yourself actually growing? And that's why we encourage college tours and campus visits so that way students can really see, hey, this is a place that I really do want to go.
So as we said before, Pikeville's pretty far away from here. So why do you think it's so important that we have these college and career fairs?
It's really important that we have these fairs simply because it allows students to actually see who we are and what we're about. Like you said, Pikeville is about 4 hours away from Metcalfe County. So most students don't typically know us. They usually know Western, UK, U of L, big name brand schools. And so it helps us kind of get our name out there. Because once people see us and see who we are and the programs that we offer, like nursing, we have 2 doctoral medicine schools on campus, osteopathic and optometry. Our business program is out of this world. Psychology, teaching, we have a 100% pass rate on the praxis. Nursing, we have a 100% pass rate on the NCLEX. We're the only school in the state that has these type of programs at this level. And so it helps us to reach students and to really engage with those kids that ordinarily we wouldn't.
Yeah, and that's really important to help them expand their horizons for some of the smaller schools like Pikeville.
Exactly. Like our average class size is 20 students. So we're really one-on-one, and we really try to be as personable as we can. I got my business cards up here. They actually have my personal cell phone on them. So that's something most other colleges don't do. It's like a third-party network, and so it really helps us engage and connect with those students.
And helps you share a first-hand experience of what it's like.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing overall, and that's what really sells a college, is that campus fit, like I talked about just a few minutes ago, is really finding the place that works best for you and what place you feel most comfortable. Because it's 4 years of your life that you're spending on one of these places at least. So you really got to be comfortable with it, as well as mom and dad. So mom and dad, if you're out there listening, please stop by and see us. Come visit. I promise we're a great school in a great area, and our university president runs at 4 a.m. every morning. So safety is not a concern really on our campus. It's a great place to be, and it's absolutely beautiful. We're consistently ranked one of the best small towns in America every year, so it's a great place to be.
Well, thanks very much for coming here and allowing us to interview you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks.